Chatters! Old. I'm trying to get the song up. Hold it. I decided last minute to go to a very different camera position. So that's why we're having some trouble. Thank you. Stream notification. Let's see if I can get the little song to play. Hold on, I forgot to put you up on a book. Give me a moment as well. Just have the song. I'll get the book. Meowdy. Meowdy chatters. Old. I'm sat on the floor. This is the solution we went for today. Also, if you weren't here for the last stream, we don't have background music. Sorry. I have background music. You can set your own music, but we don't have anything profesh right now. He sat sitting. I am literally sitting right now. I'm sitting so hard. You don't even know. Mostly because this is a flat surface versus the bed, and I don't really want to use anything where I'd get worried about, like books or something could catch it. So true. You should. This is the starting scene, so it's, for me it plays, but for you it's probably a little bit janky, if at all, like, audible. I do apologize, but we've established there's a bit of stuff to the street, and I'm not about to buy any equipment that I already have at home, just because we don't have it here. There we go. I've gotten kind of decent at doing the promo. But how are you chatters, my goats? What up? I have stories to tell you. And I also got new stuff for the haul on Friday. So I hope you are excited for that already. Let me do my little promoing. Who up promoing they streams? It's me, Mr. Yellow. That's not what I want. It's X now. Ugh. Not being able to look up Twitter and instead having to look up X. The biggest struggles. Chatters! Hold. Ultra C. Hopefully the angle's gonna be okay. Hello. I'm wearing the gay cardigan today. Hello. It's cardigan hours. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. I might zoom you in a sec. I'm sat on the floor. There you go. See the edge of the bed and then like the carpet, because everything in this house is very carpeted, chatters. The gauge, JKS, it is the gauge. Oh my gosh. Why am I getting like a 1,000-year-old video on my timeline? That's crazy. There we go. I've gone and done it. So yeah, basically this is our redo / 2.0 version of the drawing / art stream we did a while back. And isn't it sad that the quality of my camera is better on my phone than the webcam I just purchased? But let's not think about that one too long. Let me get some music up, chatters. Let me get some music. For me personally, if you're wondering, I am just going to use one of our normal streaming playlists. So if you want to immerse yourself as best as possible, just, I don't know, look up my stream playlists. My username is Yellow on Spotify, and the playlist I'm going to be using is Chill Vibe, the original one, Raccoon Jam. So true. Oh my god, for a 250 stream streak. Thank you so much, James. You're actually the GOAT of all time. Yeah, let me see if I should be able to zoom you in a smidge more. So hopefully, let me see if he's gonna be okay with me zooming him down. Oop. Now you're zoomed in, guys. 250, holy moly. 250 is crazy. So let me give you a little tour of the supplies, because obviously, as the title says, I am on holiday. I'm at looking 13 people good, because that's really good. James is the outline. I think, Addy, you might be the chatter with the second highest watch stream streak. Perhaps. I don't know. If anyone has a bigger one, show thyself right now. But yeah, so obviously we have limited supplies, but that doesn't mean we can't make some silly art. So first of course, we have paper. I bought, there you go, white cardstock from Tesco. We have 8 sheets available, because I realized we have 0 white paper, so I bought some extra. Cardstock is basically just thick paper, and the reason we have thick paper is because our main art supply is... Ooh, there we go, that's where? There you are, chap. Posca markers, and I wanted it to have like a bit of a chance. And so thick paper it is. So yeah, I got this pack of Posca paint markers. I've had like 1 or 2 at a time before. And it was always the white one, because the white one's really good if you want to do any highlights and stuff. But I got a pack of brush acrylic paint markers recently, and they've been amazing. And I wanted to have like a bit of fine point details, like outlines. That kind of stuff is really better with like a pointed tip rather than a brush tip. So this is our selection. I got the little pastel colors because they just looked cuter. Okay, so this is what I mean with us having quite a limited range. So we have blue, we have cyan, purple, pink, like a pastel red, orange, yellow, and white. But I was like, okay, we have 0 black. So I also, from Tesco home office section, there we go, wait, let's see. There you are, chat. I got 3 liquid ink rollerball pens black. I love these kind of pens. They're cheap as hell, but they're so damn good. These have a 0.7 nib. So hopefully we can do some colors and shit with this, and then do some details, like any outlines, eyes, facial expressions, anything like that with these. So I did get this. And what I meant is we had 0 white paper, that when Toby and me went out to the city for the first time, he got paper. While like he was kind of stranded in the city, while me and my IRL mate went and visited our friends who had the baby, because obviously the baby's really young, and the parents were like, we just kind of want people we know to visit the baby. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Can you paint some hardcore hugging? I will pay 50k. Oh, yellow what? I don't know. Hi, where's Pie? Hi, Palex. What? I mean, we can try a hug. 50k of what though? 50k of euros, 50k pounds, 50k, I don't know, yen? Like, really, it really depends. But yeah, so when we were doing the little baby meet and greet, got paper. I mean, he got, there we go, he got this pastel cardstock set, which has pink, green, purple, blue, and yellow paper, which obviously, considering the range of colors I have of it, 50k Zimbabwean dollars. I have no idea what the conversion rate there is, but I mean, I could attempt a hug, but yeah, the art supplies are limited. So because I obviously have mostly pastel colors available, I thought I want white paper, so we can actually do a little bit of stuff. But I do plan on bringing this home and doing stuff at home. I did do like a little test, is what I mean, with the colors. Ooh, that's not the color test. The color test is on the right there. So yeah, it's really hard to see, but I did do a little doodle with some pens I brought of Toby and me in the city. There we go. But yeah, as I realized, I was like, okay, we can't really see most of the colors on that paper. If you're wondering what pens did I use for this, I obviously brought my journal / to-do list booklet with me to do my lists while I'm on holiday. So I brought, I mentioned this, my pencil case, little cat, school bus, like so. It has some pins on here and stuff. But yeah, I obviously brought really limited supply, but it's because I'm only planning to do my little journaling. So I have 1 turquoise brush pen that we can use. I have 1 just green felt tip marker. I have a red like brush marker. That's, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize how much this had rubbed off. This is like a fancy brand. That's 132 euros. Well, I will take 132 euros. I'm not going to say no to that. All right, pay up once I've done this. But yeah, so these are like journaling page markers. They have a brush tip and they have a bullet nib. But the brush tip's low-key kind of dried out at this point. This pen is really old, but I use this end to check off things I've done, because, I don't know. But yeah, these are the kind of like brush pens. Then we have mystery items 1 or 2 that I'm not going to use, because these are stuff that's going to be revealed in the haul. And then I just brought this entire set of gel, like ballpoint type pens that I love. I got very recently. It's this set of, they're all like, there we go, they're all like 0.7 millimeter tipped, and they look like this, and they're in the colors of the paper. What's the black thing next to the paper? This is the tripod leg. Sorry, it's very difficult with this phone to angle it so you don't see the legs, because we're very low down. We are, if you're wondering height distance, this is maybe like 30 centimeters off the ground. I was like, what remote is that, KW? Yeah, that the remote being the tripod. The tripod's actually been goated as fuck. Like, it's really good. Very good purchase. And then otherwise we have these. I did get these. I will spoil this. It's correction tape and glue. Also, I got, because I was in the city today. Let me show off, chat. I did get, this is my hat. I did get boba tea in the city. It's very good. It's very good. I'm drinking the rest. 30 Europe measurements. Yeah, I'd say maybe maybe like 15 inches, 10 inches off the ground. Is the pin still on your pencil holder? Oh, yeah. Right. Should have thought about that. It's fine. You won't be able to read it anyway. But yeah. So I did get this. It's very good. I went to like a little chain that I'd never gone to. They do really, really good tapioca pearls. Taste like the best ones I've had in Germany. But man, they make it sweet. The first half of the drink was so sweet, and I had it like 75% sweetness. So what the hell? But then the more ice came in, and it was like fine. But it's very good. I got my favorite one, which is brown sugar milk tea. It's very good. So yeah, let's get into it, and then I can always yap a bit more. This is kind of like our supplies. We don't really have anything to sketch with as much. But I thought obviously we can use these as sketch pens, kind of, because the podcast should be able to paint over them. Let me open up the paper. But yeah, today I went out into the city for the first time. Well, I am in the city, but you know what I mean. I went outside of the place I'm staying, the accommodations. Because yesterday I basically stayed in all day. I did a lot of work on my thesis, actually. I'm very happy. I'm almost done with the introduction. I just need to kind of like have a finishing point for it, and then, oh my god, this is just really hard to open, god damn it. So that's been very good. And then I watched like some movies and some TV. I'll yap about that in a moment, but I watched, well, I'm yapping about it now, but this thing is really hard to open. I'm gonna see if I can like rip this up. Ah, there we go. Got it. There we go. So this is the thickness, if you're wondering, of the paper. And I thought, obviously, we gotta start. Let me know, by the way, if the camera angle's like fine. There's only so much I can do, obviously, on the go, but I'm gonna try and draw big, and then you let me like I will see as well on the camera in the preview how good the visual is gonna be. Because as we've established, it's really hard to be able to accurately show like sketches on a camera. But hopefully it's going to be fine. And obviously I have purple, I have yellow, I have like an orange yellow to shade. We gotta draw my little goober. We gotta draw my PNG guy. So I hate normally doing big drawings. I'm a little drawer normally all of the time. It's more economical, and also, I don't know, just kind of is my normal vibe, but let's see if I can go a good amount bigger. Oh well, you can see it a little bit. Hello. Let me see if I can move it a little bit this way. There you go. Now you should be able to see the majority of the artwork that I'm gonna make. Let's see what we get here. Because ideally, because we're using Posca pens, I can go as crazy as I want with the sketches and support lines. You can actually see it. That's crazy. The fact I really need to figure out the webcam. I have it with me, by the way, if you're wondering, but I obviously didn't end up using it. This is the camera I bought, which I don't know why it's struggling so much to film anything except like faces. Like faces and like environments is fine, but anything like line art or details, it just gets like really washed out and fuzzy. I'm gonna have to do some more investigating on this because I looked at it and apparently there are some common bugs, including like washed out flickering and that kind of shit, but I haven't really been able to find a solution. I don't know why I gave him ears, by the way. He doesn't have ears, but let's not think about that one. Let's see how we get, and then just kind of do, well, maybe I'm gonna make him a bit more humanoid than he normally is. Let's not think about that one too much. But yeah, so went yesterday. I watched a bunch of stuff. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. We're getting somewhere. Let me see. What did I watch, chat? Let me have like memory problems now. I hate that I don't have access to my main phone. That's such an annoyance to me. Because I'm like, please, I don't know how to remember shit. Or more accurately, I don't know how to remember shit in order. But yeah, let me see. So obviously I was like, okay, I'm gonna get used to being in the new accommodations. Because a few things are a bit quirky about it, like the fact that there's very little space to put anything on, such as like a desk. There's just one side table, which is almost completely occupied with stuff that I use, like little tissue for my glasses. I put my glasses down, like a hand cream because I've got dry hands, and the pile of books I have. So it's just like having them accessible, and that way they don't get like dented or anything like that. And consent, okay. I'm just gonna look my own account up on Letterboxd. Happens. And obviously as well the whole shared kitchen. But I'm very happy with myself. Like normally the first day, both days in the accommodations, I made like a really simple dinner. I made like microwave rice, and I was being goated as fuck. But then on the second day, I tend to go like a bit more out of my comfort zone. So yesterday, I actually made a really lovely like roasted potatoes with caramelized onions and a pasta sauce, and also some cheese. It was very good. But oh my god, the struggle is actually so real of being able to do that much because there's no oven. I don't know why. This kitchen is the weirdest equipment-wise that I've ever seen. It has a very weird stovetop. It isn't gas. It's a regular stovetop, but the knobs are the labels. If they ever had any labels, are completely rubbed off, so you really don't know which knob is for which hob. And so that's kind of fucked up. It took me a bit to figure out what the fuck is going on. And then it doesn't have an oven, and it has a very sporadic selection of tools. Like there's literally one metal spoon total, and it's a teaspoon. It's not even a tablespoon. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. But I managed to do like decent cooking. I was happy with myself. But because there's no oven, I'm gonna have to like anything that I was planning to do in an oven, I'm gonna have to do in a pan instead. You're doing a lot of streams lately. Oh, IRL streams lately. Yeah, I'm on holiday. I can't do gaming. Hello, I'm on the floor of my basically hotel room. And there we go. Yeah, that's why we're doing so many. Hello, are you on your break? W, are you breaking? We're doing some art in real life right now. I'm doing a little sketch and I'm talking a bit about what's been going on. See, can I do a little tongue? There you go. No, not too bad. Let me see if I can lift this up to you. There you go. That's what it looks like so far. Hello, hello. Loving the sweater? Thank you, yeah. Look at the raccoons. This is a really nice cardigan I own. I wore this on the first tour date me and Toby went to. It was really fun. And it's very warm. It's a nice temperature boost. There we go, perfect. Got things pulled up. Let me see. Let's not think about the fact that my PNG normally doesn't have ears. He's a ghost. He doesn't really need ears. Let's see. I'm drawing way bigger than I normally would. I have a cropped sweater that I like. Okay, hear me out. I actually am a cropped jumper and sweater hater. I'm sorry. I just really like my stomach and my kidneys being warm. I don't like to expose them. So many times I see a cute design and it's always cropped. My worst enemy is actually cropped like sweater vests, because sweater vests have been out of fashion for a little bit, but I love them. I think they're so cutesy. They're very academic and nice, but the majority of ones that you can find for affordable prices are like single color only. But then they started getting back into the trend and made really cute designs, but they were all cropped. I'm like, brother, can we not have the same design in cropped and non-cropped? Like, why does it all have to be cropped? I'm so annoyed about it still. It's been like years. I like poofy coat crops. I've not thought about that. I have, but I just think for having every knitted option available always just be the cropped one is kind of a bit of a disservice to knitted things. One of the reasons, like genuinely, one of the reasons I got into making like my own knitted clothing is because I want to be able to have a cute design and make it the length that I want to wear it at. There we go. I'm gonna try and make like maybe I'll do double. Let's see, maybe I'll do double peace signs for the vibes, because I never really know what to do with hands, like both in real life and in drawings. Make a company where you only knit clothes that other companies may use to make. That'd be funny, yeah. Knit stuff's very cool. I'd see a lot of content about people who knit, because I don't actually knit very much. I know how to knit theoretically because I learned it as a child, but I was never very good at knitting and I haven't picked it up again. But I also learned how to crochet as a child, and then I took a big break and then I got back into it, so I know how to crochet pretty well, I'd say. And oh my gosh, this was so nice. By the way, I didn't even tell you about this. But the one day that Toby and me went into, actually this was the day that we went to the other city to meet up with my IRL friends there. We did go to the mall and there was a like craft shop there. And we went in and it was the nicest people ever. We went through and Toby bought this really gorgeous, like stunning strawberry crocheted blanket. It was beautiful. Absolutely delightful. Time to get back to hardcore. Got down Harvard. I've been panicking to get back home since. Oh my god, that sounds very stressful. Let's see. Should we give him legs then? If I've made him a bit more humanoid, should I give him legs? If you don't know, I'm drawing my PNG character. This is him. Hello. And there you go. And he's normally a ghost, but I accidentally gave him ears, which he normally doesn't have. So I'm thinking, should I give him legs as well? But GL on the hardcore, my guy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. What are we thinking? Do we want legs or no legs? As in, like, normally he has kind of like a swirly tail. Ghost legs. Do we want ghost legs? This is such a good drink. I love a boba tea. And these have the good tapiocas, which is important. But yeah, so we went in. So we got that blanket. I got very, very tempted by this beautifully soft, chunky yarn, but it was very expensive. Like one skein was £4.24, which in euros probably like €6-7, and you need always like at least like 5 skeins to do anything proper. I'll do legs then. I'll do some your legs. There we go. Not too bad, I think. let's not think about proportions too much. He has a bit of a massive head, but alas. Not too bad. I'm very hopeful about this. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Because really the logic is going to be we're going to cover up significant segments with our baby boys, the Poscas. Now, let's see how activated these are, because I do not remember. Okay, this one is not activated, so we're going to need to do a bunch, because these are paint markers. So do some shaking, and then some activate pressing. But anyway, we went into the shop. I didn't buy anything there, but when we went up to the counter, we were like having like a bit of a yap. Like the person mentioned that, like the main store owner, I'm gonna imagine, was like talking about how arduous, there we go, of a process making this strawberry blanket was, and how she was like, okay, I will never make this pattern again. There was only 2 blankets left of it as well, and she was like, oh, I made 4 total, and I never want to do this again because it was such a nightmare. I was very tempted to buy the other blanket, but it was also £25, which is a very reasonable thing for a crochet blanket, but I was like, you know, it's fine. Toby has one, which is great. Activate this paint marker. And so we were like just having a bit of a chat, and I was like, yeah, no, I crochet, and she was like, oh, cool, and I was like, hey, I like the thing I made last, and it was the plushie I made for Toby, which if you don't know, I made him a pretty massive strawberry cow plushie, which was a very long process to make, but I did get it done before I came over. And it was my first time making a plushie that was like that size, because I've made one from a kit that was like a little chicken, like a chick, literally, which was a very, very quick process because everything was laid out and the plushie was really small. It was like this size, like imagine an egg, a bit bigger than an egg. Like imagine, what's a good comparison? Imagine like an apple, maybe. Like it was like apple sized approximately. But yeah, the plushie for Toby was much, much, much bigger. And I showed it to her and she was like, oh my god, that's like, she was like very complimentary about it. It was basically like, oh, is that chunky yarn? I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, was this like your first plushie? I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh god, you're crazy for doing it in this yarn because it's really difficult. I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So having like such a nice talk, and we also talked to the other person who was working there who was fixing some other plushies, so they also did like repair work / alterations, and it was such a sweet time. Love a bit of a crafting interlude. I've almost got the pen properly. Okay, there we go. Pen activation. Let's have a little gander. I'm going to start with the hands because I'm a bit afraid of how it's going to be, because I don't really know these markers very well. Let's see. There we go. But anyway, I was just reminded of it very briefly because I was thinking of craftings. You know, the only issue is we've got to be a bit careful to not tear up the paper, because it is thicker paper, but it's still, there we go. It's still not really the ideal paper, perchance. There we go. You got to do a bit of a systematic thing so you don't go over the same area more than you need to. And then while we have done one section, we do another section, and then go back to the original one once it's dry to add like any other details, outlines, that kind of stuff. Not too bad. You can see the hands. Ta-da! Hand time. And then we're going to be a bit careful in the face. Again, because I don't want to touch what I've just painted. Yeah, these are very cool, and they're definitely going to be used more once I'm at home and actually have access to my brush. Acrylic markers, these are more for like outlines and little details rather than covering whole areas like I'm doing right now. Mostly because the nib's really small, so they only had 2 pack varieties. I got these at Tesco. They're meant to be reduced when you have a club card, which Toby has, but they didn't reduce it for some reason. So they were like, yeah, normally this is like £4 cheaper with a club card, but I guess not for you. And we're like, okay. And we didn't notice until we were home, so that was a classic mistake. Let's try and mend that a bit. There we go. You can actually see a bit. I think this turned out not too bad, considering. And I'm gonna try and make like a big coloring here in sections to kind of prevent too many issues. There we go. But yeah, so you see, getting to know the quirks of where I'm at. Yesterday I was like, you know what, I'm kind of, it was a bit rainy of a day, so I didn't really fancy going out, and I wanted to lock in on writing my thesis. So yeah, almost done with the introduction, very happy about that. Let's not think about the fact that it's like 10% of the work I need to do, but I'm happy about it. I did find like a good sort of approach to it, I think. There we go. Not too bad. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude the eyes to make it easier for myself, and also exclude the mouth, just kind of giving him like the silly face. Go. Have a gander. There you go, chat. Let me see if I can. I think you should be able to see. Like, for some reason, a little preview for myself is worse from a from a like zoomed in perspective versus what is actually shown up for you boys, but we'll just kind of deal with it. Looks a bit terrifying right now, but at least for me, but we're gonna get there. The goal right now is to just cover the surface area with paint marker. So yeah, did get a good amount of work done, actually writing versus just reading. And I'm still on my mobile game grind. Just kind of been getting really into the nonogram game I have, but I did play a bit of DS as well, because I did bring mine on holiday. I played a bit of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which I'm like, it's not that great of a game in my opinion, mostly because it's just like a bit finicky, but you know what? I'm not too mad at it. There we go. And then I played a bit of the Twilight Princess Zelda Picross game on the DS as well, but low-key, that one's a bit like a mixed bag as well, but not too bad. Not too bad, chatters. And then, yeah, I was like, of course, I was doing a lot of work, but I was also doing some leijuing, so this is where my media consumption comes in. I watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which I'd never seen as well. And it was a fine movie. If anyone has seen it or hasn't seen it, it's like a Matthew McConaughey rom-com from 2003. And it kind of has a similar setup in a way, in terms of the world building, as The Devil Wears Prada, as in our main character works at like a women's magazine. But the plot of this is, so she is a writer at a women's magazine, and she's like the how-to girl, but she really wants to write about like world issues and like politics and stuff, but they don't really let her. But she's like, oh, if I just kind of play after their rules for a bit and become like really well known in this magazine, like I will get a bit more leeway. And then she kind of gets this idea based on her friend in the movie to write an article called like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, where basically she makes an experiment where the whole goal is, let's do every sort of dating faux pas and see if she can like make the guy drop her in 10 days. Because sort of the argument was from her friend, and the inspiration behind her kind of pitching this to the editor-in-chief, that because she's like a really pretty woman, that people will like show her more grace and give her more leeway than anyone else, even if she did do these faux pas. And then him, which is Matthew McConaughey's character called Ben, he's a like advertising guy. He's like in like Sports Illustrated or something, and he really wants to go away from just kind of doing like advertisements for gym equipment, and he wants to join the diamond market advertisement. But there's a competition for who gets to do the presentation or whatever. And so he gets this bet thrown at him from his rivals that he will get this work, this contract, if he, there we go, not too bad, if he convinces a woman to fall in love with him in 10 days. So you see where the setup is going. So, but his rivals are playing dirty. So they are at a bar, and he's like, yeah, any woman, pick any woman here, and that'll be the woman for the bet. And they obviously pick our main character called Andy, who, because they know about her having this 10 days to lose a guy kind of challenge. So they're hoping that she'll ruin it. Surprise, surprise, they fall in love with each other, drama, like very generic plot element. I'm thinking, by the way, should I give him, I'm going to give him purple trousers, because then it's like, oh, it's his your legs as well. The your legs are coming. There we go. Ta-da! The your legs. Colouring these in as well now. And yeah, so it's a rom-com. It's a 2000s rom-com. And it was kind of cute. I actually didn't mind it. The plot itself, I like that it wasn't like, oh, it's a complete accident that they both have this challenge, but that it's actually being set up by the work rivals. The world building was really fun. I love that 2000s core vibe. Like, the fashion's really fun. All the vibes are good and interesting. Well, not all the vibes, but, you know, many of the vibes. The vibes that are bad are like City. What I kind of mentioned already in, I forgot if I mentioned this, but I did watch 10 Things I Hate About You very recently as well on the plane to the UK, and I found it very crazy that one of the things I didn't like about Mean Girls, the movie, when I watched it, the original movie from 2004, is, aside from the rampant queer like mistreatment of every single queer character in that movie, is that Regina George says the R slur randomly. But Regina George is also a villain, an antagonist, sort of, not even sort of, she is an antagonist in that movie. But in 10 Things I Hate About You, Bianca, who is not an antagonist, she gets a redemption arc despite not working for that redemption arc. Also just randomly calls her sister the Arsla with no reason. Which I'm like, what the fuck was going on in the early 2000s? And just everyone using the Arsla. That's crazy. But especially crazy having a character that is the only thing that she's kind of like negatively described as at the start is like, oh, she's bratty and she's like inconsiderate. But they're like, overall, she ends up with the boy of her dreams and all the stuff at the end of the movie without ever like apologizing for anything, which I thought was crazy. But yeah, anyway, random arsehole usage. That also happens in that movie, I think, if I remember correctly. That also happens in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I'm like, what the fuck was in the water in the 2000s? Wee woo. But yeah, so still, but this was like a random character. This isn't like anyone important. It's not our main characters. And, you know, I'm not someone who finds Matthew McConaughey particularly, like, my type, so, because part of the appeal of a rom-com is always, like, are you rooting, do you find the main character sympathetic? And I didn't particularly, like, find myself driven to the boy there, the guy there, because I'm like, you know, he just looks, 2000s really was obsessed with the outside. They really fucking were. I'm like, what the hell was going on? Man, and it's so disjointed, because I have no idea how they would translate this either. I don't know what the equivalent term they would pick in German is. So obviously that era of movies, like 90s, 2000s movies, the ones I have watched, I would have watched in German because I was a child and I didn't speak English well enough yet. There we go, by the way, look at that. Let's see. Ta-da! This is the legs, and then we have the face. Not too bad. So I'm gonna use the opportunity. My thought is, I could also go with this purple here and just color on top, I think. That might work. Not too bad. Now I'll go with some pink because I could give it a bit of dimension, I think. But we need to... Did I activate the pink? I did activate the pink. How nice. Rare W, so let's draw this tongue out and then give him a little bit of blush. Just for the vibe. We have a Finnish version for it, but it's just adding the letter I at the end of the English version of this slur. That's crazy. That's actually insane. No, but I have no idea what they would pick. Because we have equivalent slurs in German, but they're not as stigmatized. They're still stigmatized, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying my best to get the rest of this boba tea out there, but it's kind of a struggle. There we go. Bit of progress. Now the question is, do I do some shading? I think we can do a bit. Because we're kind of going for a bit of a scribbly look based on the fact that it's very difficult to get a completely flat coat of Posca without ripping up the paper, at least this particular paper. So I'm just going to use this purple gel ballpoint pen to do a little bit of shading. You should be able to see this is like the shadow under the chin. And then I'm kind of getting that slight texture feeling going. Just gotta embrace it, because normally I really like really smooth coloring, but that's not really something I can do right now. So I think I'm just gonna go with the scribble energy. There we go. But yeah, how to do the guy in 10 days. I didn't mind the premise. It was quite fun. It was engaging. The only thing that that was like kind of rough is because obviously Andy's goal is to lose the guy in 10 days. So a good like third of the movie is her like doing really, really cringy, secondhand embarrassment inducing shit to basically lose the guy. But obviously he will not be losed because his own challenge is to get her to fall in love with him. So he withstands like all the shit, like her, I don't know, randomly calling up his mother and like behind his back and like forming a relationship with his mother. Adge. Ooh, up adging. I'll wait until the edges are over, chatters. I will not be mean. I think I can actually get away with not needing too much white in this, except for like some highlights. There we go. I'll wait for you, chat. I'll wait for you. And meanwhile, activate the pen. The yellow that we're gonna need. Well, actually, yeah, we need the yellow. Back, hello. But yeah, so she does a bunch of really weird stuff, like buying a shared dog for them after they have been dating for 4 days, and that kind of stuff, and like calling his mum up behind his back, or getting a key from his landlord for his apartment, and that kind of shit, which from her POV, it makes complete sense. But from his POV, like, my thought is, it makes a lot more sense for her to fall in love with him, because he's a perfect gentleman, and he's, like, really sweet, and they share a lot of interests. But from his POV, he only finds out about the fact that, you know, she was not actually doing all of these weird things because she was genuinely like that, but because she was trying to, like, do her challenge, like her little article project. So from his POV, he fell in love with the most batshit crazy lady of all time. It makes no sense why this would happen. So I thought that was a bit rough, because you have so many weird things that range from just weird, like being like baby talking and being super clingy and calling at all hours, to genuinely red flag behavior, like getting a key to your apartment without you consenting, like getting baby pictures from your mother without you knowing, and that kind of stuff, which ranges to fucking disturbing. And if this was like changed to like if you just think about it from a gender flipped perspective, this would be a restraining order. This wouldn't be a love story. So this kind of stuff, I was like, you know, it if you suspend your disbelief, it's a cute movie and they have a like decent chemistry. You shouldn't even be able to get it. Exactly, like, brother. She showed like no proof either, I don't think, to the fact that they were actually in a relationship. Like, if a random stranger comes up, it's like, hey, can I have a key to this apartment? You shouldn't, like, just give it to them. You should have called the person whose apartment it is and been like, hello, this person wants a key. Or something. So, very, very weird, some elements of it. And they definitely only flew by because she is a woman. There we go. We're getting the yellow eyes. Ta-da! Let me show you a bit up close. Ta-da! Hold. There he is. We're getting there. It's actually not too bad. I'm quite happy with overall the progress. And I'm liking the Poscas a lot, which is good. So yeah, he's a silly guy. He's just a silly guy. No, and then I'm gonna use my orange to shade probably a bit. Let's draw a bit more detail in here and a bit more line art. There you go. So overall I gave it a 7 on 10 because it had quite a lot of cutesy moments and generally wasn't like not too bad of a movie. Especially because I did like that they didn't have it like be a coincidence that both of them have this weird challenge thing going on, and they had some genuinely quite sweet moments in this movie. But yeah, definitely suffers from a 2000s movie disease. And I would be concerned if anyone takes like that. I mean, obviously, rom-coms don't really necessarily serve the purpose of like this should be a real romance, but they also are not completely disconnected or divorced, if you will, from real romance because people do look at that stuff. So it is still valid, in my opinion, to criticize elements that if someone did this in real life would be not good. You know what I mean? There we go. So I did watch that, and then I did also, yeah, exactly. And then I watched another little short movie that is old called Serpentine Dance from 1900. It was quite beautiful. It had nice colors. It's basically a like interpretive dance, but it's 125 years old, which is quite cool. I gave it a 6 out of 10 because it was cool, but that doesn't really happen much. But it's just like the colors are nice because it's like she's basically dancing with a big colored shawl. You can see your phone, by the way, in case you're staring at anything else. Oh yeah, no, I'm just looking at my my letterbox list because I don't fucking remember what I've watched and in what order. But thank you, James. I appreciate it. Hold on. There we go. Also, the boba fries are surprisingly good. Like this whole, look how massive this is. This whole thing was £5.90. Not too bad. Sip. What sipping? Not too bad. I think I've gone. There's like one rubber ball in, but the rest is just ice. So got it less nice. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm happy with this. And then the final movie I watched was a short movie because I was just looking on Netflix what short movies they had, and this one popped out called "Forgive Us Our Trespasses." It's like a 15-minute movie, and it's about a boy in Nazi Germany who has a limb difference, and it's a movie kind of dramatizing / educating about sort of the Nazi initiatives to get rid of disabled people. It was a bit over dramatized. It's also really short, so you don't really have that much depth to explore it. But it was very. I thought it was still very powerful because it is an under sort of acknowledged aspect of the Nazi regime, even in like German history classes. It's only recently been kind of more emphasized that it wasn't just Jewish people who were targeted by the Nazis, but gay people, disabled people, like mentally ill people, like a lot of different minority groups were quote unquote unfit were targets. And it's good that there's more education efforts, even though this is a very dramatized account because it kind of like portrays it more like people went to the houses of disabled individuals or their families and like hunted them down literally, when it was a bit more covert in real life, which is even more scary in my opinion. But yeah, shit was fucking awful. Terrible times, and important to be reminded, obviously, that history needs to be remembered and sort of discussed, etc. But yeah, quite overall enjoyable still. Gave it a 7 out of 10. And that was kind of the movie era. But then I also was watching some TV. And this is such a... Do you know that thing when you're like, God damn it, someone was right and I didn't want them to be right about something? Basically, quite a long time ago, I abandoned watching Hell of a Boss because I thought it was a bit boring. Not gonna lie. And then I had a friend at the time who was like, please, you gotta continue it, it gets really good. And I was like, okay, sure. So while I was doing some cross stitch yesterday, I was like, how about I just continue watching? And god damn it, this friend was right. It does get good. What the hell? Like, it gets good until at the end of season 1, which I've had multiple times when this happens to me, where like it's like the end of season 1, they suddenly like pull out all the stops. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, so I've been watching that. I'm in season 2 now. It's been quite fun. But oh my god, I'm so annoyed about myself with the cross stitch because I did a lot of progress and then I was like, oh, I'm done. And then I checked that I did a lot of the progress in the wrong color. RIP. And I haven't decided if I want to cross stitch over the wrong colored parts or rip them out and redo the stitches. I haven't decided, so I just stalled a bit on the progress. RIP though, because it was like an honest mistake. It was because I was doing those, like, you know, those lettered stitches where one of them is just a color we did the half stitches in, but a full cross stitch. But the other one is a completely different color, and I thought it was like, oh, both of them are the same colors but full stitches. So yeah, that's how that error came to be. And that really annoyed me. Well, I'll try my best to find out how I'm going to approach that. Haven't decided yet, so I'm just kind of waiting on it. Obviously, this is a bit more bright yellow. Oopsie, yeah, that was a real oopsie. This is a bit more of a brighter yellow compared to what my character actually wears, but it's not... The orange is too orangey, if you can see a little bit in the... Like, this is the color orange here. There we go. It's this color here. It's well orange. Like, it's not the most fluorescent orange of all time, but it's definitely not a gold yellow the way that I would want it to be. So I'm just going to go with the bright highlighter yellow, I guess. I do like how close the purple is, however, to my character's actual design, so not too bad. It's just a little bit off color. There we go. That was kind of my day yesterday. Did uni work, did TV movie time, and then today I woke up and I thought I'm gonna go into the city today, well, go out shopping today and stuff. And oh my god, the first travesty happened today. So obviously I mentioned I have a private room, but I do share the bathroom with like one other room, and the kitchen is shared between all people in the entire house, which isn't my favorite setup. And it exactly came to pass of why I don't like that setup, but I'm just stuck with it now. And then I went into the kitchen this morning and was like, oh, I'm going to make breakfast. And I have gotten really into Weetabix chat. If you don't know what it is, it's basically like a cereal, kind of. But you can make sort of like a porridge-esque breakfast out of it. It's really good if you just like soak it in hot milk. Actually go to as fuck. It's just like packed cereal into little bars. I've been really liking this, but obviously I also have kind of the prerogative at the moment to use up things, especially open portions of stuff that would be difficult to bring home, or in fact I might not be able to bring home at all because of regulations. And one of those is, of course, the cereal, because it's crumbly. And so I was like, okay, if I want to actually use this up in a reasonable time, I'll probably have to eat this for breakfast every day. Which I don't mind because it's really quite good. But, so I went to the kitchen today and it was just not there. And I was like, did I bring it back to my room? Probably not. But I checked and I looked everywhere and it was just nowhere. And like someone came in and was like, hey, do you know where this is? And they were like, no idea. And I checked the trash and I didn't see it. I was like, what the hell? So I was like, oh, someone must have like stolen my breakfast cereal. And I was like really annoyed about it. But then it became even worse because I double checked the trash and someone had just thrown out a half full package of Weetabix that they didn't own, aka mine. And I was fucking annoyed as hell about this. Like, I will complain about it in the review for this place. Like, I don't understand, because it's definitely not the staff, because one of the staff people I talked to was like, oh, must have been one of the residents. But like, who the fuck doesn't get raised right by their parents and touches other people's food and throws it out? Like, what the fuck? It's cereal. It's not like it had gone off. And there was clearly still like half the bag left. But anyway, this really fucking pissed me off. And I know it's not really up to the people, but perhaps they should, if it's not like something that everyone will understand, they should have a bit more communication. Because I also got like genuinely zero communication of how things would end up working once I arrived here. Because for the flat that I rented, right, like 24 hours, I got a message about like the code for the front door and how to get the key for the apartment and everything. And then 24 hours before I left, I got a notification about when I had to leave. Like, they were really communicative. This place here has zero communication. I arrived and had no idea how the system would even work. So maybe they should like have more communication in advance, including like, hey, do not throw other people's food away in your shared kitchen. Only touch your own food. So yeah, that's really fucking annoyed me. I'm glad I did spot it, because like, bro, I want to eat my breakfast food and not have other people touch it and throw it away. But yeah, so that really annoys. Especially because I bought fresh strawberries to be able to cut into my Weetabix, which I did, and it was great. But yeah, that was really annoying in the morning. And there we go, by the way. Ta-da! There he is. Yeah, only touch your own food or you'll be eaten. Exactly. So let's try this. Actually, this dries really fast. That's good, because I can use a little bit. I'm thinking, should I have some orange in here? I think, yeah. I think we can do a bit more, like, shadows. And then try and see if I can stretch that out a bit. There we go. I love Tasty. By James himself. Yeah, James comes up to you and eats you. That's what happens. But yeah, very good. Enjoy my breakfast. And then I thought, you know, I'll go out and go shopping today because the weather's pretty nice and I'm kind of feeling it. So I went to the city, and the first place I checked is a shopping center that's quite popular here. And the main reason I wanted to go there was because they have a gay shop, which has like a bunch of like merchandise and blah blah blah, and they also have a gay bookshop in there. Also, I thought, because I went there and I was like, where has it gone? Because I went there a few years ago when I was last in the UK, and it was like really really nice. They had such a great selection. This is where I got all my most of my gay books that I last bought, including some signed ones and stuff. And I was like, this is great. Love this place. And I went and I was like, I can't seem to find it. And so I wandered around a bit. I was like, am I blind? Where's it gone? And then I was like, did the tried and trusty thing of looking up Google reviews. And one of the more recent reviews mentioned that they had downsized, and the place where the bookshop portion of the store was now has a random anime like merch store. And I'm like, no, devastation. Because by downsize, they literally, the only books they had was like one book and then like some of those little like coffee shop table books. But they had none of the beautiful selection of gay books that I was like, and queer books in general that I loved from years ago to spare, yeah. But I had already looked up a different store that is a just independent queer bookshop. So I went over to them, and they were so nice. Nero's Bookshelf, aka the Gay Library of Alexandria. For real, like it was devastating because obviously they have like cutesy merch and stuff, but it's like really basic stuff mostly, except like pins and stuff. They have cute stuff, but it's like not the same experience anymore, and I was really sad about it. It genuinely was like I felt like a bit mournful about this place being gone that I very fondly remember going to. But I went to this other place, which wasn't so far away. And oh my gosh, whoever opened this up, actually living everyone's dream, because this is not just a queer bookshop, it's a queer bookshop / cafe. What way are we saying? The drawing's looking good. Thanks so much. Whatever you're getting up to, the chat was too fast for me to see. Wait, let me see if I can scroll back. What are you saying? Are you going to class? Gotta go to class, yeah. Have a good time at class. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, I went to the other place, and it's a shared like cafe / bookstore. And yeah, I went there, and they had such a good selection. They even had like a really good selection of like young children's queer books. Really well done. I really liked that. And they had a pretty good selection. Not as much in terms of like they had a lot of sapphic and like Achillean books, so like gay and lesbian books. I have had a lot of those. Decent selection of bisexual books. Not as much for anything else, but still a really good selection. Not as good as I meant as the shop that we lost, RIP. But I did obviously buy books there. I'll show them on the haul stream on Friday. So get ready for that, oh sevens. A dream raccoon jam. Yeah, it's really, really dreamy. And I did have a brief chat because like something that both the old store and this store do. They're not affiliated, by the way. They're just like both were like specifically queer bookshops, or both are. Well, the other one was. You know what I mean? Is that they will have books that don't have UK pricing on them. They have US and Canadian pricing. Don't know why. It's probably because they're imported. So I went up to the counter and I was like, hey, could you look up the price for these books? And I did end up not buying one of them because it was too expensive in pounds. Because I also have to think about the fact that pounds is higher value than euro. So if anything's like £1, it's going to be like more than a euro. It's going to be euro like 30 or something. So everything is more expensive if I calculate it back to my home currency. I'm thinking I'll go with a little bit of the pen over the outlines as well to kind of blend that in a bit more and have it be less standouty. I really quite like this sort of scribbly vibe I've gone with. It's quite cute. There we go, not too bad. Ta-da! Let's do a zoom. I can show you like so. Ta-da! Here's the boy. And then obviously we gotta do one of the final touches, which is to give him some eye highlights. Let me shake. But yeah, so I went up to the counter to ask about the prices, and I bought 4 more books, sure, so I'm at 9 total, if you're wondering, which is nothing compared to the first trip that I did to the UK, but it's still probably going to be the final amount of books I'll have. And so I was like, I mentioned the fact that I went to the other store first, and I was sad to see that they had downsized their entire book section, basically. And he was like, oh yeah, apparently. Oh my gosh, RG, thank you for the raid. Hello, goat. You're coming just in time for us having finished our first piece of art. Ta-da! Not too bad. This is my my PNG character piece. Except it's like slightly augmented. Epic Games made me upset. RIP raid. Hello. Hi! Look at my jumper, by the way. So I raided. Fair enough. Fair enough. But thank you so much for the raid. I get the struggles. That looks good. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing basically a little bit of an art stream, but I have limited supplies. I am on holiday, so all we really have is some ballpoint pens and a pack of Posca pens. Looks great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm letting it dry a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's kind of like scribble aesthetic. Let me sign this so I know what's up. There we go. We do have more paper, so I think I might do some like other drawings as well, because we've already done like an hour so far. Yeah. Also yapping about random stuff I got up to today. Currently I'm talking, and also there's a lack of table, people giggles. Yeah, hi Alex. Yeah, we are drawing on the floor right now, because this accommodation's bedroom does not have any tables. It has one bedside table, which is way too small, and also pretty occupied with other stuff on it. I'm having a boba, by the way, but it's almost empty. It's just spare bits. Yeah, currently I'm talking about being in the city today, doing some shopping, and I went to film on top of the microwave. There's a shared kitchen. I would not go and randomly film in the shared kitchen. So, sorry. We only have the bedroom to ourselves. So, peace. Yeah. For the first week, I had a rental flat, like an Empire apartment to myself. So I had a kitchen, bathroom, living room, hallway, bedroom, like everything. This is why we did the first 2 streams I did on holiday. But now we have accommodations which has a shared bathroom and and kitchen, and the only thing I have to myself is the bedroom. And it's a very sparse furnishings. It's a TV, a bed, 1 bedside table, a mirror. That's it. There's no hooks. There's none. I don't know why UK apartments are allergic to having hooks. I have nowhere to hang up my jacket. I have to like throw it on the ground every time I come in. It's kind of annoying. But we try our best. And currently I'm talking about going to a queer bookshop in the city, and it was really lovely. But yeah, the person at the counter was like, oh, apparently the reason why the other bookstore had downsized away, like the other store had downsized from being a place that sold like LGBT like clothing, makeup, merchandise, that kind of stuff. Merchandise, you know what I mean, like flags, pins, that stuff. And also had a bookshop section to just be the flags and the pins, and had like very, 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 very little books anymore, but like less than a little table. And apparently the reason is because the people owning that store are looking to sell, and that's why they're downsized, and that's so sad. If ever you travel across the UK, we should get higher end ACOMs to have no experience on the low end. I mean, the reason I had the second ACOM be like this was because I was originally only planning to stay until the 3rd of February. But then I decided to extend, and then it was just a question of I needed something with that would cover the span between the 3rd and the 8th, which is when I'm leaving. And it was closer to the travel day already, so there wasn't as many choices, etc., etc. So I kind of just went with something that wasn't ridiculously expensive, and that would have like a little bit of what I was looking for, like having access to a kitchen, etc. It just is well easier from a financial perspective. Being here for a while, I've been keeping really good track of my spending and everything. There's days where, like, there's been 2 days when if I don't leave, of course, because then I have costs for the tram. But if I don't leave, I have days where I've spent 0 at all because I have food. I've got like groceries, so I'm able to cook. I'm able to have like a bit lower expenses than I would if I was living in a hotel and I had to either buy like or have the breakfast at the hotel every day or go out to eat or order food. That would be well expensive for the time period. You usually get better stuff in advance, so everything travels. Yeah, the first place I got was lovely. It was really good. There was, aside from the fact it was a little colder, I'd had like some boiler issues sometimes, but they were easy to fix. They had really good customer service, and it was very well equipped, especially in the kitchen and the bathroom. But yeah, if I could have had that place for the entire stay, I would have gone immediately, but they just didn't have any more, unfortunately. RIP. RIP that place. Yeah, let's see. I think this is bright. So what are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking for drawing? Because obviously we started with my boy. Here's the finished drawing. Ta-da. I'll see if I can just hold him up really close. Ta-da. Wait. There you are. There he is. Also got mystery garlic. Yeah, there was a mystery garlic clove, like half a clove just left over for no reason. That was kind of silly. What should I draw next, chat? I'll take a request if you have one. What are we feeling? Raccoon? Okay, we'll do a raccoon. The problem is it's gonna have to be a pastel raccoon, James, because we have we have no black or white. We have black. I could do a black or white, and black or white. I mean black and white. That is fine. Okay, I'll try out these pens I got from Tesco. Who up being Tesco goods. So they're like this. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can draw a raccoon. Not too bad. You can make it purple for you, unless you want to do full pencil. I don't even have a pencil. There we are. Let's see. That's the thing. I didn't want to buy, like, all the pencils I saw were like really expensive for what they are. Don't know why, but would that just be yellow as a raccoon? Yeah, it's just raccoon me. Maybe we'll do a purple one in a sec, or maybe I'll color it purple if I want to. And now I'm just kind of trying to do the basic features. But since I'm not really using a sketch, see if I can sort of. I have no idea what raccoon limbs actually look like. Because I'm not using a reference. This is not a very accurate raccoon, but let's not think about that one. Let's make the stripes happen. That's the most important part. There we go. They do kind of have like human-like grabbers. Yeah, I think if I make it a bit more, I have an idea how to like adjust it a bit. Like, you know, they have like dark hands. There we go. Wait. Wait, look at him. Like, wait, can I show him off like somewhere? There he is. Wait, I'll see if I can get some feet Susan as well to make sure that's kind of a bit more accurate, mayhap. And then make it look a bit shaggy. There we go. There you go. Right. He's the silly guy. Ta-da! Who up? Being silly. I'll see if I can give him some color. There we go. Yeah, so that second bookstore was in fact a success. It was very cutesy. But after that I was like, you know what, I'm done. It was getting close to the time I needed to be home to stream. I just like checked in, like I just looked into a little like craftsy store, which was super cute. Fred something. I forgot the other name part. Cat Tuck indeed. But it was really expensive. Everything there was expensive, so I didn't get anything. And then on the way, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself and have a boba. And it was very fancy. Went home with the tram, or went here, and then I had the weirdest lunch ever. Hear music. Should be too quiet for you to know, to hear. You see? It's very quiet if so. It's like I'm playing music through my phone, which mostly you shouldn't be able to hear because the microphone's too bad to pick it up, but you hear everything aware. So I got home and I had the weirdest lunch. I had chicken satay skewers and we hear it every now and then again. Oh, that's silly. And my boba. But it's very good as W lunch. It's kind of just nice. Fair enough. Hopefully it's not too bad for you. I just kind of always feel a bit awkward if I'm sitting in silence. So you can turn on music for the background if you want to. I'm gonna go over with the outlines after I've colored him, just to make sure he's kind of as cute as I drew him originally. There we go. That's kind of like my day of doing a trip. I'm thinking like I had like one thing I wanted to do on that day we did the city trip, but because it was a Saturday I wasn't able to do it there. But I'm kind of like, am I in the mood to spend like £20 to go back there and do the thing, or am I just gonna look it up online? I don't know. I'm just gonna decide if I feel like it or not. Because otherwise I don't really know. I'm gonna look back on what I've kind of was researching before I got here in terms of things to do. Some of the stuff I wouldn't do now because they were group activities in case me and Toby wanted to do them together. But other stuff like maybe museums or something I might do. Okay, I'm back. I had to full reset my iPad. I'm so overdue an iPad upgrade. Oh no, that's real. The struggles. But welcome back, Alex. We're currently making a purple raccoon just for the vibe. And I'm talking a bit about what my plans are. So obviously my main focus, like tomorrow I think it's going to be a work day, like a little bit of fun, like watching stuff, like movies or TV, but also work more on the thesis. I'm kind of getting some good hours in. But maybe on Friday, and if I'm feeling like it, I'll do this trip. If not, I'm just not gonna. Because it's a bit annoying just to go to a city just for one thing, you know, if I've already been there. But it's not so bad living in a bigger city, I guess, for now, but I wouldn't want to be all the time, just because the noise is much. But it's kind of convenient as well. There we go. Let's just let that dry and then finish the outline. There we go. Got like the worst posture right now, chat. So I'm sat on my floor the whole time. Anything else? How are your knees? My knees are actually fine. It's more like my back is being a bit like bleh, ending it all. Oh, sorry, gotta make sure that you can't see. There we go. That's my knee. Hello, knee and frame. Who up having their knee in their frame? There we go. Man, the biggest struggle is I have puff pastry, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to make puff pastry in a pan. Ugh. Basically, like a lot of people move to suburbs because the inner city would have so much noise. Yeah, it's not even like generally the noise, even though when I first got here, we like this place is a little tucked in, but it's still near main road. The place I was originally on was just on a main road, and I would wake up in the night like somewhere between 2 to 5 times because of noise. But it wasn't so bad, honestly, because I did get more used to it. Both Toby and me are normally like people who live like in the country. We're used to very little noise pollution, at least very little regular noise pollution, like traffic, like ambulances, police, that kind of stuff. But that's obviously not the case in a bigger city. It'd just be like it's a bit too like at least how to say it's a bit more like I would go into the city to do something and then I'm happy. Whereas obviously I'm not right in the middle. I mentioned I'm like in the same city when I say I'm going to the city, that means I'm still in the same city. I'm just going more into the city center than I'm at currently. And that's preferable. It's preferable to live in the outskirts of the city than in the middle, but it's still like a bit like, you know. To be fair, like public transport is actually not too bad here. Of course, you have delays sometimes and stuff can be expensive, but at least the signage and information is like really up to date. Because at home, it's so many times you will get into a bus or even into a tram, and they will just not have any like any kind of displays with the stations. So they will sometimes do even no announcements, and you just have to know when to leave. Or they will just do jump scare the shit out of me. Not the edge. Or they will just have announcements, which if you are like traveling while they're wearing headphones, you can't. Well, here, like this doesn't apply to me, but I'm someone who always wears headphones if I'm in public. I just kind of prefer it that way. It's a little less intense to handle. So for me, if a train or bus or anything doesn't have visual stop like signage or like displays, then it's just always a bit of a hassle. That's surprised when I went to mainland Europe. Yeah, like in the UK, they are very diligent about always having like next stop this and this, and they will also say it sometimes in the trains, not in the trams though. In the trams, they're like chilling. They will just have the visual displays, which is really handy. Everyone in the UK has visual audio signage. Yeah, exactly. Like they will just be like very. Oh, they also say it. They do say it in the trams. So I forgot. But yeah, so they will always say next stop this and this, and they will also show it all the time. And then also the like getting in on like public transport as well. You can pay for everything with card to the point where some places will not take cash, which is very weird because German buses you cannot pay with card. You have to pay with cash. So it's like the exact opposite as UK buses, at least where I'm at right now in the UK, where they only allow card, no cash. But also for the tram, you can just like hold your card against like a scanner on the platform that you are like departing from, and then you tap it on the same scanner that you like, same type of scanner what, you cannot use a card? No, they don't allow you, like, they don't have facilities in the buses to be able to accept a card, so you have to pay with cash. Didn't even think that was that weird until I got here. But the whole like, then you tap out on the station you leave the tram with, and it automatically calculates how much that should cost for you. This is so fucking handy. Like, for us, you have to guess what ticket you'll need based on what, like, distance you're gonna go. You have to know that distance, and then you have to buy a ticket at like a paper ticket at a booth. That's the only way to get a ticket, except if through the app of having a digital ticket. But this, like, scanning in, scanning out is so easy. It's even simpler in London, where Oyster system is integrated with contactless Apple and Google Pay. No, but I thought they have contactless as well. Like, you just literally tap your card at it and boom. And it's not London. But yeah, Oyster card I was familiar with, but I didn't know they had, like, expanded this shit into other places. I was like, this is sick as fuck. So you could just tap it, and you don't need to do any math, any calculations. You need to have zero knowledge about zones or anything or distances, but you could just, like, tap when you go in, tap when you go out, and boom, it does it for you. I'm like, holy shit, this is sick as hell. But yeah, some of these things, very, very, like, convenient. I'm gonna try and do that. Retouching the outlines now. So I have no idea why we are so behind on that shit. Yeah, we have digital tickets here too. I live in a town. I mean, we have digital tickets, but you have to buy it through an app. You can't buy it at the station. So if you don't have a smartphone, you're kind of cooked, I guess. Up not having that issue. So I don't know. Some stuff very convenient and a bit different than I'm used to. Other stuff, it's a bit silly. Why are chargers so expensive? Oh my god, chat. This is actually such an annoying thing. I broke my charger, my cable. And this is the stupidest thing. This room has, obviously, as I mentioned, the main furniture piece is a big bed. Who up having a big bed. And it has two sockets on the side of the bed with the bedside table. And one of the sockets is obviously the cable for the computer, and one is the one for the bedside table lamp. So I needed more slots. And then the other next slots are two above the headboard of the bed. So I plugged in the big USB converter thing that I have to be able to plug in my phone, but I left the cable dangling from there, and then I was like sitting up in the bed because I was like trying to actually do some work, which there's no other way to do it except sit in the bed. So I sat on the bed, and then while I was sitting up, I had I didn't realize the cable had moved below me basically, below my hand, and I by pushing myself up like this, I ripped the cable out of the plug socket. Hi, Astrid. There we go. It's a plug that has the hole for the USB port at the top. So it was bent, and because it was bent like that, it broke. So I had to buy a new charging cable. They were so expensive. A really short one, 50 centimeters, was £10. I was like, fucking hell. But let me scroll back because I didn't see your messages, Alex. What were you saying? You still need knowledge. What are you saying? Still need knowledge of zones for money-saving measures for regular users. Most tourists wouldn't pay much attention to money saving when they're abroad. Yeah, true. What are you saying as well? But even with zones, you can find a website that can calculate for you. Yeah. Here you can pay with a card or anything that works as a regular card reader. Use a digital ticket and pay with cash. We don't have any zones because there's literally only 2 buses that go through town. Kick dummy. Yeah, but this is a bigger city. Ta-da! Look at him. There he is. Purple raccoon accomplished. I think he turned out kind of cutesy. He doesn't maybe look the most raccoon-like, but I think we got him. We kind of got him. For something I did without a sketch, not too bad. Alright, I think we can do one more drawing. I bet you haven't seen it because it seems fairly big stations, but then you have sign language kiosks. That's sick. No, I don't think I've seen that. I've just seen assistance booths, but those are general. What should I draw as a final drawing, chat? What are we thinking? Oh yeah, as I mentioned, these pens are good. They're cheap as hell, but they're so good. They're very good coverage. Smooth. Alex, any ideas? This Alexi coming in with some excellent ideas. Who knows? My mind is super blank, James. Oh dear. R.I.P. Rip Bozo, I guess. Anyone else? Anyone else feeling it? Hey, maybe we can draw an emote, chat. What do we think? I'm gonna pull up chats, and I could give another idea too. Alright, if you have another idea. Something that's kind of like in a doodle range would be good, like this vibe. I'm a STEM student, I'd just say a tree, a megalol. No, that's fair. KW, no. That's fair, that's fair. What STEM do you do again? Do you do physics? Do I have that right? In my mind, I'm like, Alex does physics. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I'm just assigning you as maybe a headcanon. I do physics SS. Goat memory, okay? No one tell you I don't remember shit, okay? Goated as fuck. Yeah, you were doing physics, because I definitely remember that. Now, to be fair, I didn't remember that. So I was like, in my mind, that seemed like what you did. Can you draw your dog? Oh god. Mayhap. I'll try. I'll do like a little silly version of her. And then you know, views become like a 0.51 is £10, but you could cables to Amazon, so it's closer to 1 meter for £5. Yeah, it was just like an urgency thing because I had no cable. There you go. This is without colors. There she is. Ta-da! I'm gonna try and do, because I do have this brown that is kind of close to her coat color, so I'll use that and mix it with some of the black. Because obviously she's more brown grayish in real life than really what I'm doing, but let's not think about that one too much. Some things are silly for sure about the UK, but other stuff is really nice. There's really good snacks. It's actually quite good food selection, especially if you take like immigrant food into consideration. I remember my dad snapping the lightning end of a charging cable once. You had to take it out of the port with tweezers. I actually had to do the same thing, except mine's not a lightning one. Mine was a like USB-C cable, but it also snapped at like exactly that point. R.I.P. There you go. Ta-da! Oopsie, do you still have music? Yeah, very quietly. Put it a bit further away from the desk. This is where the phone is, by the way. away, and then surely. Luckily, the cable absorbasis came in a pair, so as clap replacement, as clap, so true. And then it's my best attempt to, with very little color choices, draw my family pet. There you go. There she is. Ta-da! Let's see if I can get her. I'm trying really hard to rotate it so you guys can see. There you go. Silly. Who up being silly. I will always post like the drawings in thank you in a higher quality shot in the Discord if you are wondering. I think we redeemed ourselves from the first art stream. I do have plans to eventually maybe do some other arty kind of content on the channel, but this was more to like redeem the fact that the last one was so bad. Thank you. And this was the other piece we did. Ta-da! I think this one turned out really cute. I like this one a lot. These ones are cutesy. These are kind of like little doodles. And there you go. So I think the redemption has happened, chat. So I will for now consider the goal that the sub goal to be completed. Very happy about that. And for considering the lack of resources I had, I think the art turned out pretty good. Let me sort my stuff. There we go. Would say if you're at all into paint markers, by the way, I'd say getting like Costco's for like details and stuff is really good. But if you want to get really nice like coverage for bigger areas, I would genuinely recommend getting into like acrylic brush markers. I got a set of I think 20 or so colors for €15 in a random shop, and they are so good. Really, really lovely. And I've been doing, if you're wondering about results, I did post some of the little like pixel color by, well, not color by numbers, but like pixel coloring kind of. Well, technically they are color by numbers. I posted those in the Discord as well. They should be in the art section or the images section. If you're wondering about them, they're very good. They're really, really nice. Great colors. I do want to get more of them just because the selection is very pastel and like neon and gold and stuff. Whereas I would love some like primary colors and a bit more of a range. Especially I would love some more like browns and beiges to be able to draw more people. Because the selection does really, I don't know. If you're going to take pics and post them to the Discord, yeah. I do have plans to do this, yeah. Obviously, right now the phone is being used as a camera. There you are, chat. You're using my phone. Hello. QQ. City peoples. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, I can show you this actually. This is what I meant. This is what they threw in the trash. This is Weetabix. Ta-da. Actual goat fucking breakfast. Or just generally goat food. This is what it looks like. And yeah, so this is like half a bag. They were like, yeah, this is trash. I'm like, what the fuck? But nothing happened to it, so I was able to like scourge it out. Also, if you're wondering, this is the best snack I've had in the UK. I've had those. Ugh, they're so good. It's just like lovely. If you have it with heated milk, it makes like a porridge type thing. Ooh, I definitely did have some crumbs on the art. Let me put that away really quickly. Here we go. Ugh. This is the best snack I've had, like in terms of savory. These are so good. This is like basically baked chips or crisps. And this is mature cheddar and caramelized onion flavor. Ugh, I'm so glad I took them because it was the last box in the store, and I was like, do I want another like thing I have to use up before I leave? Oh my god, it was so worth it, chat. It was so worth it. Actual W. Yeah, if you're wondering, I have a lot of like the Weetabix was previously in the kitchen, but I don't trust them anymore. I don't trust them to not throw away things, because they did. So I did already have like a lot of snacks and a lot of random stuff that isn't fridge food in my room, just in bags. So that's why I'm able to just grab this. So, but I'll show you more of that kind of stuff on. That reminds me of the cheese / onion / salt and vinegar debate in my primary. Where I love both salt and vinegar and cheese and onion. So, and also just cheese. I like them a lot. I like all of these. But if you're wondering about what other kind of food did I get, what kind of books did I buy, what kind of other things did I get, that's all going to be answered in the final stream I'm doing in the UK. That's on Friday. It should be 6:30 p.m. GMT. But do check the schedule. I don't have it pulled up. I can pull it up real quick just so I know. But it should be 6:30. Let me have a little look, sir. I was a pure cheese onion person, which was the unpopular opinion. That's crazy. But to be fair, salt and vinegar is like the UK flavor, aside from like ready salted, which makes sense. Makes sense. I love cheese and onion flavored stuff though. I can't load it because my Twitch won't load on my phone for some reason. That's crazy. I think my Twitch app is outdated on this because this is an old iPhone, so I don't really use this regularly. But anyway, I think it's 6:30. But do check it again. It's my stream's always listed on the schedule page. And that's my final stream because I'm flying back home on Saturday. And we're doing a big comeback stream at 5 p.m. GMT on Sunday. We're going to be on the SMP. We're going to have all the stuff. But the reason I'm doing like the whole / kind of like final stream in the UK in that way is because I kind of want to just be able to get back to gaming once we're back. I've actually had quite a lot of fun doing the little just chatting streams and more IRL content, but it is outside of my it's outside of my comfort zone. Yeah, aside from the home button, which hasn't been on a main iPhone in like half a decade. I mean, yeah, this is an iPhone 6. This was my previous phone before I have my current phone, which is a Sony Xperia phone, and that one's banger. I love having an Android. It's very good. Android convert here. Also, look at my old phone case. Haha. Bees. Who up having bees? This was bright yellow at some point, but it's definitely died a little bit. It's been discolored. Where was I? Yeah, so we're doing the whole part as like part of my final stream in the UK, and I'm going to show you my stuff because I'm not going to get anything on the Saturday. I'm flying relatively early in the morning. Well, not super early, at like 11. So I'm not going to be able to do too much on that final day except like pack up everything and check out of my accommodations and travel over to the airport. So I think having that is going to be very fun. I can show you all the stuff and it's not mingled in with my regular items. And then I can get back to gaming. And we're going to basically resume at normal content. I mentioned may or may not, I haven't like 100% settled that there might be an announcement about a particular type of stream I normally do around this time of year. I haven't 100% decided if I'm going to do it or not. I'm leaning towards yes, but I want to see how much I can get done on my thesis to feel like I'm justifying being able to do it. But yeah, I'll let you know once I'm back, because if so, it would be like a get ready really soon kind of situation, if you know what I mean. Yippee. Yeah, because if you don't know what the fuck I'm on about, is normally around either December or January, I do a subathon. I do 2 subathons a year normally. I do one in summer and one in winter. But this year, obviously, because I was kind of out of the country in January, right? And also was kind of expecting to do my thesis. I was kind of involved with that and still am involved in that. And the original plan was to finish way earlier than I actually am going to finish. Raccoon has a butt. It kind of has a bit of a butt. Yeah, spot here. So I didn't plan and I didn't do a subathon in December or January, but I was kind of like thinking about it, and I really do miss how much of a cute community experience it is. And I was like, do I really want to wait until the summer to be able to do the subathon again? So I told myself if I felt like I've done a lot of progress on the thesis that I could justify doing a subathon, I would do one. So that's kind of like the timeline here, if you're wondering. It's basically I'm going to see how much I can get done in the until I get back to Germany, and then on that weekend decide am I going to do that subathon or not. Because the date I've picked out and the timeline is discussed with the mods already. Don't worry, I'm not that insane. But for you boys, it would be a bit less of time to prepare. Oh my gosh, Bans! My god, hi! We did an art stream and I'm yapping at the end of it, kind of. And we did this. It's yellow with legs. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you were playing Minecraft as well. W, what were you getting up to? I was watching when you did Wobble Dogs. Teal, hi! Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. And then also we did a doodle of a purple raccoon and also of my family's dog. Yeah, little drawings. And then this is the big drawing. Hi, Logan. Hi. So yeah, we did him. I think turned out pretty cutesy considering our lack of supplies. We mostly just used Posca pens and then a little bit of extra like stuff like roll ball pens from Tesco and some other ballpoint pens I had / gel point pens. But yeah, I'm talking about kind of like maybe prepare yourselves for a subathon, perchance. And if I do it, it would be relatively soon. Okay, but I haven't decided because I kind of like, I was like, oh, I'm not going to do one because I'm writing my thesis, but then I ended up taking longer to even start on the process because of bureaucracy behind the scenes. So I was like, I thought I would have finished my thesis before I go to the UK, basically. But because I only started writing, like I only was able to sign up for the thesis in December, I would never be finished by the end of January. So I'm going to be finished by the start of April, right? So I'm thinking, you know what? If I feel like I'm going to do good enough progress after the trip, I can afford like losing a few days to a subathon, which I wouldn't have otherwise done if the timeline was different. But I'm just going to kind of feel it out, chat, and I will let you know as soon as I know, which is at the latest. At the latest it's going to be on the comeback stream on Sunday. So if so, I will announce it then. If not, I will also announce that it's not happening. But at the moment, I'm leaning towards yes. Because I feel like if I just lock in a bit more, I can get like a few pages written, and then I will feel a lot more confident. You know? But anyway, I've been having such a great time on this trip. It's been a bit weird now to not have Toby here. It was a bit of an adjustment because we got so used to. You can also do work from where you work a while with chat, so can work on stuff with you, and like that's true. I could also do that during the subathon as well. So Sag Toby, yeah. If we got really used to living together, it was very sweet. Like on the first day back, I kept like thinking about stuff as like, oh, we are gonna do this, or we are gonna buy groceries or something, and I was like, oh well, it's just me now, R.I.P. But he was such a lovely house guest. It was really, really nice, and you know, we'll see what the future brings. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, this setup here, the reason he had to like go home, if you don't know, is because he had only taken certain time of work and he had to go back to work. And we were like thinking, oh, if this accommodations that I'm in currently, I'm sat on the floor of, if there had been enough space, he could have maybe brought his work laptop over and worked here, but there just isn't. So he had to go back home, RIP. But it was such a great time. I always just have the best time hanging out, and we did a lot of cool things like charity shopping, regular shopping, went to the Dan and Phil tour. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you this, chat. Final lore drop. Because I was thinking about the tour. I don't know if you know, but drama. Are you ready? Pause champ. Crazy crossover about to drop. Because there was a certain someone that me and Toby met at the Dan and Phil tour. Pause champ. Pause champs. Toby and me were at the same Dan and Phil tour stop as All Kinds of Ace. So, I, and obviously Toby as well, met Ace in person. W. Ace was super nice. Actually, the goat. And I think I can show this. Hold on. I know. Eh? Yeah, we did. Hold. I've got to try and find where this is. Wait, I know where this is. Hold. Because Ace, if you remember this, chatters, during the stream where Ace was raising funds for cat services, I donated some money, and the reward for donations was that Ace would draw some art for me, some cat art, and he did do this and gave it to me in person. Can I get some pause champs for seeing the art I got from Ace of All Kinds of Ace? I was about to say Ace of Clay. All Kinds of Ace, the goat, so cute cat art. Yes. Hold on, pause champ. You are gonna like this one. There's a message on the back as well. But look, ta-da! Can I get some erms and some popcats in the chat? Because look how cute this is. Puggies. Iconic ass art from Ace. I was so happy about this. Actually, W art. And yeah, the back is like a message about, thanking me for donating. And yeah, it took a long while because I honestly forgot about because I did donate to more than one charity stream that Ace has done. And I was like, which one was this again? Was this the one for there was like one for Palestine as well, and there was just that one. I was like, no, it was the cat one, which was really long ago. It's like a year and a half ago or something. But yeah, that was epic. Proof I've met All Kinds of Ace. Absolute goat. Really, really lovely to meet. Also talked to Ace's friend that he was there with. Really nice. I just thought I'd let you know the lore drop. The lore drop was real. I think we forgot to take a picture with each other though. So RIP. But still cool. Cute. But yeah, so that's gonna be the stream. Almost 2 hour Andes again. And thank you so much for the raids today and for the new followers. I really appreciate you boys' support during this era of kind of unusual content, to say the least. It's been kind of a learning curve, but I think I've gotten a little better at doing IRL streams, especially working with the camera setup. That's been quite nice to kind of learn how to do anything really when it comes to streaming on the go, because normally I'm such a little homebody when I do a content, because like what the fuck would I do at home? I mean, maybe, but now that I know I can just use my phone with this tripod, I might actually do some more IRL streams, because the setup is a lot less of a hassle than it is to remove the webcam from my computer or whatever where it is, and then try to set it up and then fiddle with it. So just having the opportunity to use my phone, I think, is well better. Let me see if I can. It's not what I want. Create a dashboard. Can I get my dashboard up, please? Thank you so much for all of the support. It's been a very lovely stream. I'm very excited about the stuff we got done today. Where is what I'm looking for? It's not activity. There we go. Quick actions. I should be able to raid you out from my phone. And I'm gonna raid you over to Ray of Pandas. We haven't raided Ray in a while. You're gonna get some lethal company over there, so have some fun. I'm giving you your fill of gaming content. So join the raid when it happens. He's a very cool creator. It's been nice to see more streams pop up as well. Absolute goats. Thank you so much for all of the love today, and in general, you are absolute goats. Here's another look at the art. If you do want a closer, higher quality look at it, I'm gonna post pictures of the art I've done today in the Discord. And also, this is a sketch I didn't do today, but I did in general. This is me and Toby. Toby has an Snoopy shirt in real life, which I was very excited to see. Snoopy. Very big W vibes. And have a good day, chat. We will see each other on Friday. It should be 6:30, but do check the... this is the phone. Do check the schedule again. It might be 6, but I think it is 6:30. That'll be my final stream in the UK. I'm showing you all of the goodies I got here. Slay. And have a great time over on Ray's channel. And then, of course, on Sunday, we're doing our big comeback stream where we're going to be back into gaming content. There's going to be Minecraft, Twinkle SMP, etc. So, slay.